A lot going on. Liberal MPs renew push to protect gay students. Federal moderate Liberal MPs will renew their push for fast-tracked protections for LGBTQ school students when Parliament resumes next week, as Prime Minister Scott Morrison aims to deliver on his election promise to legislate to protect religious freedom. Fresh controversy over the federal government's proposed religious discrimination bill was ignited yesterday after reports that City Point Christian College in Brisbane had issued contracts requiring students to agree to specific gender roles and denounce homosexuality. Look, I think we all sort of saw that floating around online yesterday, and I know that the Courier Mail picked it up and the Australian picked it up today as well. How do you think that this is going to play out when everyone seems to be in the grip? Everyone can't get past COVID at this point in time.
No one can get past COVID at this time. But the other thing is the federal government really need a win.
Yes.
And this is something that has been on the books for a long time. So, look, I noticed this yesterday, and for me, it feels like something that's really unusual. You know, I went to a Catholic or girls' school, and there have been gay kids going through Catholic education since day dot.
Yeah.
And no kid's ever been kicked out of school. So in a way...
Or been asked to denounce any type of sexuality or sex role or gender role or things like that.
And I have never heard of that actually happening. Yeah. So this sort of... this news article that came, I thought was really quite odd. I don't think it's anything that's actually systemic. I don't know whether it's the hill for the moderate libs to die on, to be perfectly honest. But it is something that... if it doesn't go through the Parliament well, we don't have much sitting time left, do we? If it doesn't go through, then there is going to upset a lot of people.
Here's a question I want to pose to you, and it's been on my mind a little bit, where we talk about moderates, and you look at what the independent bloc is sort of running with Climate 300 and things like that. And I understand that the agenda is very much on climate when it comes to the independent candidates. Yeah. But it strikes me that they're all trying to push out these Liberal moderates out of those seats.
Yes.
So don't come crying when things potentially fall over and there's no moderates left in, which could potentially win government again.
Yeah, correct. And if you have a look at where those independents are going into, they are going into those much softer Liberal seats, the Wentworths, the Goldstones, right? Correct. So when you look at that, in a lot of ways, they're not super different to the sitting MPs that are already in there. They tend to be our softer libs anyway. So I'm not really exactly sure what they're trying to achieve by that independent movement, particularly when we did see the moderate part of the party get a big win on net zero. Yeah. I mean, there is a huge win. And if you can go to the election with something like that, well, then how relevant does that make a lot of these independents?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Very.